Hello. It is, what day is it? I don't even know. Wednesday, October 11th. And I am so happy to have you here joining me as I talk about exploratory play. It's one of my very favorite things to talk about. I want you to let me know in the comments. I'm going to pull up my comments here. Let me know where you're watching from and what you do, and maybe why you're interested in exploratory play. So, I am coming to you with a passion for this. This is something I love to talk about and I love to implement because I have so many students over the years that come in and they dump toys, they throw toys, they mouth toys. And I think in the past we used to think like, oh, okay, well, they don't have any play skills. And when I discovered the Hannon Center and their information about play, it made a lot of sense to me. Our students, it's not that they don't have play skills, but they are still in that exploratory stage of play. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, and then I'm just going to show you a whole bunch of toys and ideas that you can recreate or purchase or make on your own. So thank you for being here, Allie from New Jersey, and Jessica, also from New Jersey. And she has 3-year-olds that dump. Yes, that is what my class is like every year. Rebecca, California, and Emily from Florida, and Lynn from Western New York. If you are new to me, my name is Tara Phillips, and I'm a speech language pathologist, but I've always run my own communication-based classroom. And so I feel like I'm maybe an honorary special education teacher because I run the classroom, manage paras, do the whole classroom management, implementing visual schedules, and all of that. Okay, Kathy's here from Virginia. Jennifer, hello, in San Diego. Her son loves dumping toys. Josie in Ontario. Brittany, Christy. Hey, Christy. Christy's a new member in our membership, and she is awesome. Susan. Oh, now it's going fast. Okay. Nicole. Oh, thank you. She said she likes my tips and tricks. It's 25 years of trying to figure it out and then hoping that all of you don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? That's why I like sharing. It's become a passion of mine. Hey, Terry in Wisconsin. So I told you I'm a speech language pathologist, but I also have a minor in early childhood education. So I think that's where I like looking at the whole child. And in my classroom, it's allowed me to do that. So I live in Wisconsin and teach in Minnesota. And I think that's it about me for now. So I am really happy to have all of you here. And let me know in the comments, one, do you have kids who dump toys, throw toys, and you're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. Because I can guarantee you I've had the same kids, right? Several every year. And I feel like every year it's getting more, we get more and more kids that are dumping and throwing toys. And it's just the level of play they're at. So, okay, awesome. Christy, Monica, you are in the right place. All right, so I'm going to just do a little talking and an overview of exploratory play. And then I'm just going to go into ideas, okay? And I do have some videos to share, so hopefully those will work. All right, let's get this party started. Exploratory play. Now, if you follow me on social media, you've probably seen me doing a lot more Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, highlighting some different toys for exploratory play. And also, let me know in the comments, have you listened to my last 4 podcast episodes? Because those have been all about play. First, exploratory play, and then transitioning from exploratory play to one-step functional play, and then moving beyond that. And then yesterday's topic was beginning pretend play. So yeah, it is my passion, and I'm just on a roll with it this fall. So what is exploratory play? It's a stage of play, developmental stage, and children use their senses to explore toys and objects. So that's where you're getting, like Kalina's saying, yep, crashing, dumping, knocking over, right? That is a big description of this exploratory stage because they're developing their senses. They're playing using their senses. So it's usually seen in the first year of life in babies and early toddlers. And babies use their senses to figure out how objects look and feel and what actions can be done with them. So it's really good that our students and our children are not stuck in this stage of play. It's good that they're experiencing it, I should say. They get a little stuck in it. So that's where that was coming from. So they tend to, well, I'll get to the slide. They do tend to stay in the stage longer than typically developing children. So at first, they might perform the same actions on all toys. So it doesn't matter if they have a ball or a little toy or a doll. They're going to be banging it, tossing it, looking at it, shaking it, dropping it, mouthing it, right? And you can think back to maybe if you have your own kids, like, yeah, I remember my child being at that stage, but they go out of it sooner than our autistic students and children. So later then they start to explore in more complex ways. So there might be banging two objects together or putting one object into another object. So remember that because you hear me talk all the time about put in activities. Let me know in the comments. Have you heard me talk or seen Instagram reels or podcasts where I talk about put in activities? So this is why those are important, right? So if kids are at that beginning exploratory stage where they're dumping and mouthing and shaking, put in activities, and I'll show you exactly what those look like and give lots of examples. Put in activities are actually a little bit later in that exploratory stage. So when you're starting to get kids doing put in activities, pat yourself on the back because you're moving them up to the next kind of level of play. So it's really hard when you're at the stage where kids are doing all the dumping and stuff because you think, oh, I'm not making any progress. But these activities will help you reassure you that you are making progress. So autistic children often explore toys in ways that differ from typically developing children. You guys put in the comments, what ways do you see kids exploring with toys that are different than typically developing? And I can think of some right now, just some of the hallmarks that you think about with autism, like, I know I'm going to say it and then someone's going to write it in there because there's a little delay, but a lot of times that lining toys up, right? Yeah, and Nicole banging toys. But some things that are really specific to autism might be that banging them, spinning, yep. And yeah, Daniel, mouthing, lining up. Yes, Colleen, that's it. Looking from different angles. That's what I was just trying to come up with the word for. So they might inspect something from the side or get down to table level and walk along it and look kind of with the peripheral vision. Christy said stacking and lining them up, rolling, looking at them. Yeah, looking from different angles. That's a big one. So autistic children in this exploratory stage of play tend to stay there longer than typically developing children. And they might have that strong preference for exploring in one way. So it might be the lining up, it might be the looking in a certain way or spinning. And they like it so much that they kind of get stuck there. And, you know, as we're teaching them other ways to play, not necessarily, we're not teaching them like you have to play like a typical child. We still give them plenty of time to play in their preferred way, right? So if they love spinning and they love lining up, that's going to be part of their play. Play is joyful, right? It's intrinsically motivated. And if that's what they like, we need to give them time to do that. But I always say I like to try to introduce different activities and toys to expand their horizons, expand their play, and then we can find different things that they end up really liking just as much as the way that they were originally playing. So our first goal is to expand on that exploratory play. So think where it kind of just said like, okay, they're doing dumping, but later level would be doing put-in activities. And then we can guide them towards the one-step functional play, which is really exciting when we get there. And one-step functional play actions can include, they're basically using a toy or an object for what they are made for, right? So you're banging a drum, you're pushing a car instead of like just spinning the wheels. And it doesn't mean spinning the wheels is wrong or bad. We can do that too. But remember, we're going to broaden their horizons, show them different activities that they can do. And oftentimes you find out, or they find out, like, oh, I really like this. I think I gave the example recently that I had a student who, she was a shaker, like everything. She'd just pick it up, shake it, go up to an adult. So she was kind of excited to show us, and she'd shake, shake, shake. And we introduced her to a one-step play action, and it was just a little ramp. So it wasn't like a whole car set with a bunch of ramps. It was just one ramp, kind of like a slide. And with a visual and then modeling, we showed her the car going down. And the car going down and sliding off the table and dropping, like, made her laugh hysterically over and over. And then she started being able to do it herself. And so sometimes when we introduce some of these activities, we find out that there's something they really do like in addition to what they already like. So, you know, we're expanding. If you walk away with anything today, we are not trying to teach them only like you need to play like a typical child, neurotypical. We're expanding their horizons and giving them varied experiences so that they can discover, and we can help them discover other things that they like with play. So, what toys or activities should I use? I love to start, and you've heard me talk about it, with put in and take out toys. I feel that there's more for put in, but I want to give you some ideas for take out, because those are the kids that tend to like dump and pull everything out. So let me know in the comments, do you have kids, if you had a bucket of anything, they would take it out and throw it, take it out and throw it. So those takeout activities are going to be important for those kids that really, really love the sensory aspect of taking things out. So today we're going to talk put in, take out, and then bridge it a little bit to some one-step play actions, functional play. And Jenna said yes. And Jennifer, yes, that happens. Yeah, I feel like that happens as much as dumping, like the taking out and tossing. Okay, so many times these activities fulfill that sensory aspect that the child likes about dumping and throwing. So again, we're just giving them varied activities where we can try to keep some of that same sensory aspect that they like, but make it a little more functional. Jennifer said, I give them a basket to put them in to help with the throwing, so it has a place. That is perfect. I love that example. Okay, so are you ready for a whirlwind of a whole bunch of activities and ideas? And, you can come back to the replay of this and take screenshots of any of these that kind of ring to you, ring true, like, hey, this is what I want. Okay, so put in activities. You can make them yourself and you can buy them. And obviously, if there's anything you can do in your classroom or at home to save money, we want to do that. And so I have a whole bunch of toys here that I'm going to try to show you. So this was a jar, a container that I had. I think I had it at school from some Play-Doh cutters that we had ordered. And we didn't really need to keep them in this container. And I'm like, okay, this is a perfect container for kids that are new to putting in because it's big, right? And you can see through it. And so I had my husband help me because I don't know if it would have been easy to cut through this. So you might have to find someone that can help you, but he cut this hole here. I like a wider hole to start with because a lot of our kids aren't going to have the fine motor control to do something at first like this. So see how this has the slots? And at first, that can be frustrating. So think about those things. Think about like their fine motor abilities at the time. because I have kids that would get frustrated with something like this at first. But once they develop more fine motor control and they get some put in activities with a circle, then we can move up to the slots, right? So start with this. Now look in the picture that I have there. I think it's probably the same bucket. So you can have a whole bunch of different things to put into this one big container. So find a container and then, do that. But this is so great because, any OTs in the house or at our schools can speak the terminology for this better. But for this, kids don't need like that pincer grasp. They don't need to have that hand-eye coordination of putting it into a small hole or having that persistence and perseverance to get it in. These, you can take your whole hand and put it in. Okay? So does this look like something you could make? And, if you could try to make a circle. There's someone in your family, community, or even the janitor at the school that could maybe do something like this, because that helps a lot. I'd love if anyone has any other ideas for that. Definitely put them in the comments to help people out. So, wide circle at the top so they can just grasp and put in, right? And then usually if it's clear, they like watching it drop. So that's great for the put-ins. And just reuse, you might start looking at things differently now at home and at school, like, oh, I could use that container. Okay, this one I absolutely love. I don't think I have it next to me, but I'll show you a little video of it. So have you guys seen something like this before? So if we have students that aren't pushing a car yet, we can make it really simple, visually structured, but we still have that put-in aspect, right? So they push it along the road, or we model it at first. This one's really easy to model. And then boom, it drops and it disappears, right? So I'm going to show you a little video of this. Oh, it's not going for me. Let's see. All right, let me try a different video and see. All right, well, bummer. I'm not sure why this isn't going to go. Okay, let me try one more thing because I know you guys want to see the video. I just know it. Okay, I'm going to try to just plop this on here. Do it. Alright, it's not showing it, but I think that's something is the best part of this. There we go. Well, okay. So almost all of these are Instagram Reels. And so if you go over to, I can link them in the comments later. I practiced it. I don't know why it's not working. Bummer. Okay, I'll show you the pictures and I'll post the videos later in the comments for you. Okay. Oh, now it's not going to go. There we go. Okay, so here's another DIY. So you can make this, and these I just like cut the holes myself. They're not pretty, but I put duct tape on it to kind of make it look a little bit better. But you could do these where they're color coded if you have students ready for that, or you could do it with no colors, just different places to put in. So I'm trying to give you ideas of things that don't cost money, right? Or not much. Okay, and then this is Melissa. She's in my membership and she made this cute box, and it looks like she used maybe a marker for the colors. But tell me in the comments, does that look like something you could do? I mean, besides making the circles perfect, because I struggled with that on my box. So, there we go. Okay, so this next one is called the Tot Tube. And some of you might have heard me talk about the Tot Tube before. And this is my #1 favorite for kids who dump. It comes in 3 parts, and I do have an Instagram reel recently about this. It comes in 3 parts, and the middle part is clear, which I love because you can put it down and they can see it go through. Now, Jennifer, this is the one that I like to put a bucket at the bottom to catch everything so that I'm not running around and turning my back to try to pick everything up. So the top tube is great. You can put all 3 together, have it go, a longer distance, or you can take off, like I love to take off just the clear section. And if we're sitting at a table, I'll set it up. Okay, we'll pretend this is the tube and this is the table. I'll set it right there, okay? And I'll hold it there, and we'll take like little stuffed animals or figurines and we'll put them down the tube. And then they stop because the table's there, and then they start building up more and more and more, and the kids love it. And as we're putting it in, like I can model like ba, oink oink. I can model the animal sounds. And so then when it gets all the way filled up, we do ready, set, go, and I pick it up and they all tumble down onto the table, and they love that sensory aspect too. Christy said Bentley loves putting his Hot Wheels in it. Yeah. Amy, it's called a tot tube, and I I have some automated things going on there, so you might be getting links if you're saying some of the keywords. I'm going to tell you later, but if you put in the comments, and you could do it right now, if you put the word bounce in the comments, you're going to get all of these exploratory play toys in a list on Amazon. And then ones that are like a little bit higher level, put in the word functional, and you will get all of the kind of the next level of toys. So you guys can put that now. If for some reason it doesn't come to you, let me know, and after I'm done with this, I'll post the link. Okay, so the tot tube is like my number one. I'm gonna see if it'll play the video, but I don't think it's going to. You can see it, but it's not moving, and I'm not sure why. Okay, so you'll have to look at those on Instagram Reels. Okay, so the next one is this, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but all of these are on that list on Amazon. And this one is a wooden box. It's a Montessori toy. It's a wooden box, and you can switch out the top, right? So you can have the 3 balls going in, which is really a nice one for kids just starting out. And then you can add some difficulty, right? With like the color-coded circles or the slot. But this is nice because it's 4-in-1, and it's durable because it's made out of wood. This one is one of my favorites from Learning Resources. So if you have not checked out Learning Resources, they have like their own store on Amazon. They're the best. Usually stuff is decently priced, and then they have so many cute and fun and durable put in. So here's one that's a slot. A lot of my kids, this one is like one of the first slot ones that they do. But they're super cute, and they have stuff stored right inside, so it's just really easy, and I love them. Okay, this one is one most of you probably have, right? Let me know in the comments with a yes. Do you have this somewhere at your school or at home? Like, this is an old, favorite, but it's also a put-in, right? And you can do it without the music or with the music, but it's big, but it's the slots, right? So sometimes it's really nice to know like why you're using it, okay? We're using this because we're expanding their exploratory play, moving them towards one-step functional play, and the slot is one step higher, or the next step for that exploratory play, because we start with the round circle and then we can move to slots. Okay, and then this one is, I don't have it up here, but the cactus is super fun, and that one has a circle, so it's the circle put in. So once you get kids doing put-ins, like putting the puff ball in the big the wide opening, Some of those really more where you can grasp it. Then you want to move on to toys like this where they have to hold it with a little more accuracy and get it in the circle and persist in the circle smaller. So this would be that next step if you have your kids doing the basic put-ins. And then this one is super fun. I have it here. Also learning resources. I'm not like an affiliate of theirs, but I should be because I love them and I love their products and I would sing their praises all day long. So this is the Moose. This one's nice because it is another expansion, right? We're giving them varied activities and toys. And so this one, you have to be a little more accurate to get it on there. So anything that's a put on, now this of course is gonna be a lead into anything where you're like, you could make patterns dropping the beads on the sticks. And you know, there's so many pre-academic activities that something like this would lead towards. So being able to put on like this is another great expansion, moving from exploratory play to one-step functional play. And then this one, oh, I wanted to show you this video so bad. Let me see if it will come up. It probably is not going to. Oh, it's moving. All right, I just don't have the volume for it, but it's moving. So this is my para, and she was, this little guy was one of the most dumping, throwing, mouthing kids ever. And this activity is a simple barn, and she would one at a time. So if she gave him all the toys or all the little animals for the barn and they were sitting by him, you know what would happen. They'd be gone, right? So she would do it one at a time and she'd put it right on top and then he would just push it in, right? So he didn't hold it because he would throw it. But we found this way, or Colleen found this way where she could put it on and then he would push it in. And I'm going to play that again because it's just so good. And I wish you could hear it because she does the best. She was doing all the animal sounds during this and it was really great. Angie said, love that farm so much. It really helped one of our students last year. Yeah, and Kathy, it has a big and a small animal for each animal. But, you know, he's not being prompted. No one's helping him. He's pushing it in each time by himself. And then, you know, one little tap prompt at the end there. So it's awesome. He was really proud of himself, I think. Okay. Then you can move on to, like I said, things that take a little more fine motor, eye-hand coordination. And these are a set from Lakeshore Learning. They're a little more expensive, I think, but they've lasted a super long time. So they have one with pegs. I'm going to grab the other two here. My office here is just full of toys right now. There's shape foam pieces. So these, a lot of times, you know, the foam, it'll go in the mouth and then they'll have bite marks in it. So I'm usually there to kind of help move it along. But yeah, they have the foam ones and then they have buttons that go in a slot. So I like how this kind of has all three levels in this one activity because all three of these come together. Here's one I don't have a picture of, but for kids that are sensory seekers, this is just such a great activity. So you could just put it on the table or floor and model it, and you model it a few times and they're gonna want to do it. So this one you just set on the top and kind of get it going, and then woo! So kids that love spinning, this is a really great activity for that. Let me know in the comments if you have a student that would probably like this. And I love that you can just get it started and then it goes the rest of the way by itself. Yeah, Lynn said, I just bought that. I hope they like it. I do too. Here's another one that's a circle, and you can tell the ones that are from Learning Resources, but This one's cute because it's circles, but you can kind of model all the different colors, or if you have an AAC device or a core board or something, you can be talking about the different colors and put in. So this one's, I feel, since some of them are on a slant, it's just a little step harder for my students. So not one that you'd want to bring out right away, but one that you'll want to consider as they get going. Okay. And then most of you have probably seen this one, right? Everyone loves Spike the Hedgehog. And they have one with these colors and one with like pink and purple colors. And this one's always a favorite. Of course, the spikes always get chewed and we have to like mold them back into place. But that's just comes with the territory, right? So Spike is wonderful to have. And then this is newer, and I don't have it in here. This is a newer find for me, and it's from Melissa and Doug, so it's all wood. And so they put the character, it's like a disc, and it's thick, it's nice and thick, and they put it in the slot. And then it rolls down to the back of the bus. And then you put the next one in, and it goes to the middle window, and then the third one in goes at the front. And then on the top, you can see there is a button. And if you push the button, then they all slide out the back. It is so awesome. And I just made an Instagram reel today with that in it. So go check Facebook or Instagram reels. And then I was looking on Amazon, and this one is on sale. This bus one is on sale for like $7 something. So, but it's probably today. It is on the list. I think it's in the functional play list. Yes, that's where it is. So on Amazon, functional play, it's on that list. Melissa and Doug, it's a bus. I can't remember the name of the type of toy, but when you look at that list, you'll see it. And then this is another one from them. And they have like an ocean one and one other one, but I just like couldn't spend the money all at once. But I'm gonna watch for them to go on sale because this one's not on sale today, but this one's really good. And I have a little video. We'll see if it will at least play for you, even though we can't hear the sound. Nope, not that one. Okay. I don't know why. Some of these are playing and some won't. Okay. That one again is on the Instagram reel today, so you can go look at that. But this one has like 3 different spots that you can put the disc, and then it'll go out different areas, or like you open the barn doors and then it's there. So lots of fun aspects to this, but this is really pushing kids to go from that exploratory stage to some one-step functional play, right? Because you're putting it in and it's coming out. You can maybe work on opening the door, that kind of stuff. Okay, here's these that I already told you about. And then now we're on to the takeout activities. So this one that I found has held up really good. I've really liked it. And it has been so great for the kids that like to take things out and throw it. Because if they drop these scarves or toss them, they're not going to go very far. And it's kind of fun to watch them drop. And you can use some of the exclamatory words too, like, uh-oh, oh no. And I also will, like if my student takes one out, then I'll take one out and I'll put it up and do peekaboo, that kind of stuff. So kind of move into some people play. And they really, really like that. So I'm really glad that I purchased this, I think, last year. And then with some students, we'll pull them out and then we'll like play with it, like make beds for the little animals or the little people or characters and put them to sleep. We'll make like a pillow and a sheet and a bed. So it's super fun, the different things you can do with it. And then this is Spike the Hedgehog, but this is a brand new one, and this one is on sale today too. But this is a brand new one they just came out with, and all you do is stuff these like kind of scarf things in there, and then they pull them out. And I think OTs would love that they're getting that fine motor practice. But again, they won't go very far if you throw them. You can talk about the colors. You can use some of that core vocabulary. So this one is really great too. And I think I have, oh yeah, I have him here. So it's just little, but a lot of these fit in there. And they'll have to kind of dig in eventually and get some more of them out. So, and this one you could do peekaboo and other things like that too. Okay. And then these. Let me know in the comments. Do you have these? Because these are so great for everything. There's so many ways you can use them. But this is a set from Learning Resources. And I love like putting one out at a time. And children really do, most of them, try to open it. But that's something you could teach, and you could have the core vocabulary. So like open, and then they can take out what's inside. Because remember, we're working on takeout activities. So they're going to take it out. You can label it. You can play with it. You can do things like jumping, boom, boom, or in and out. There's so many things that you can do with these. And then here's another takeout. This is like an old activity from Lakeshore Learning, but you could do it with any box, you know, kind of just cut a hole in a shoebox and put things in there, and it's kind of like a surprise, right? And you could have pictures for each thing and do this object to picture match, which if you've seen some of my things, I love a good object to picture match. But this adds that takeout element, makes it hands-on, and they can pull it out, find where it goes, or you can model where it goes. Or you guys can play with the objects. And then this one, this is one of my very favorite discoveries. We can play with it on the table or on the floor. And these are super great because kids, you know, you kind of have to learn to use your finger to push down and then slide and let go. And they pop out. So these are fun, fun, fun. And especially for kids that like to drop things and watch them fall, right? Those are good. And then here's just another variation. This one's a little smaller, but I love that it has the animals and the bus, and same thing. Woo! That one went flying. And then another thing that I don't have on here, and I'm just going to mention it while I'm thinking of it. This is new. I just got it like last week. And this one is good for so many reasons. So I would have all these balls out at first, maybe in a little basket, and I would give them one at a time. And look at how wide the opening is at the top. So the putting in is really easy. And then you can practice pushing a lever, which is another one-step play action. So you push that. You can practice opening the door and then taking out. And then over here, there's other things like this one's a little harder. So you have to like push it forward. And then this one is the hardest because it's a twist. But it'll make the balls come down. So, but I like that they can take it out and put it in. Take it out and put it in. So, and that one's on the Amazon list too. But the gumball ball toy, you know, it's not something I would leave out, being plastic, like it could get wrecked. But I would use it, you know, with a child together, which is what we want to do with that one-step play to start too. The exploratory, moving to the one-step play actions. Okay, and then this, I don't have it here to show you, but it's just a silicone whisk. And I like the silicone because it's softer. But put a whole bunch of puff balls in, or little figurines or characters or whatever you can think of that would really work for that. And they have to dig in and pull it out, and then, like Jennifer said earlier, have something to put it in, right? Otherwise, it's for sure going to go in the mouth or get thrown. So I have a video of this, but I don't have hopes that it's going to work, but I'll try. All right, you guys, you're just going to have to go to my Instagram to look at these. Bummer. Okay, so in the video, she's taking it out, and then she's putting it in some little like igloos that I had because it was winter. But that one is super fun, and they have to kind of work at it a little. And again, our OTs like that. Okay, so that is the end. I don't think I have any more toys around me that I haven't shown you. That is the end of the toy ideas, but be sure to follow me, Autism Little Learners, on Instagram and Facebook, and check out those reels, especially recent ones, because that's where I've really focused on some of this exploratory put in, take out play. And I've also talked really in depth on the podcast. So did you know, let me know in the comments, did you know I started a podcast in January of this year? Like, I'm starting to feel like an old pro at it now. I was so nervous at first, but now I'm loving the ideas. And I want to do for next week a Q&A episode about play, all the things that I've talked about. So if you have any questions, DM me, because my husband and I do the Q&As together, and he asks me the questions, and I need questions. So if you have any questions, I guess you can put it in the comments here, or you can DM me. But if you haven't listened to the podcast, go to autismlittlelearners.com/podcast, and that will help you find a place to listen. Now, tons of these ideas and like the whole exploratory play, functional play, comes from this Take Out the Toys book by the Hannon Center. It is easy to read, short, reader friendly. Like, I've had paras that have liked to read it. They have pictures, and it talks a lot about this exploratory stage of play and how to move kids to functional play, and then how to move them to pretend play. Okay, Meredith said, I'm not getting a list of the toys that you mentioned. Please just shoot me an email or a DM, and I will get that sent to you. No problem. Okay, and then this is where I said, for the Amazon list of exploratory toys, put bounce in, and then functional for the functional toys. And if it doesn't come, just let me know. And I'm going to give you guys a certificate of completion for tonight. I'm going to put it in the comments right when I'm done for 45 minutes, because I appreciate you taking your time out of your precious, evening to hang out with me. And I have one more super exciting thing to tell you. I am going to do a fall challenge. I did one in the summer for file folders, and I've done past ones for adapted books. And people have said they want one for put-in activities. The DIY, do-it-yourself, put-in work task challenge. So if you want to, I just got the link or the checkout for this going. Go to autismlittlelearners.com/challenge. Take a screenshot of that so you have it, but it's just my website /challenge, and you can sign up. It's absolutely free, and it starts the week of October 23rd. So not this Monday, but the following. So what I'm going to get out to you, if you sign up for this, you'll get an email shortly with a materials list, because we're going to be making together this one with the road, and we're going to be making a basic put-in with the circle on the top, and we're going to be making a do-it-yourself one with a slot. So you can sign up anytime, and then I'll send you the info as it comes and reminders. And it's going to be pre-recorded, so no need to show up at a certain time. You can do it when it works for you. But inside the Visual Supports Facebook group, the free group, we're going to have a chance to win prizes and stuff. But more information will come about that. All you need to do now is just go to the autismlittlelearners.com/challenge and just get signed up, and I will send you the information. So thank you for signing up, Jessica. Everyone was like, we need one for work tasks, especially the more simple put-in tasks. And so I'm really excited that everyone pushed me to do this, and it's almost here and we're going to do it. So, all right, I'm going to put those things in the comments, and thank you for being here, and I will see you soon. I'll have another Facebook Live in a couple weeks after the challenge. So over the next month, we'll be seeing a lot of each other. All right, I hope you have a good rest of your week. You've got it. Make it to the weekend. Bye-bye.